All right, let's talk about one of the best places in the world, Coronado. Here joining us in studio, she was on the radio show recently talking about all the fun things happening in the social scene in Coronado, but she's also a proverbial whale when it comes to real estate in Coronado, the greatest place. I just hosted an event for the military ball down there because of this woman. So Ruth Ann Fisher, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And we also have Victoria Rogers, who is an interior designer down there on some of those beautiful homes, and also a stager. Good to have you here as well.
Thank you.
So before the show, we're on the commercial break, and you're explaining to me the difference between a
dolphin
you
goes.
want to teach a quick lesson here before we get into the serious stuff?
Dolphins go like this, and whales go like this.
So there are whales out there.
There are whales
I've
out
been
there.
out in
It's the
Coronado,
season,
and I'm seeing these spouts go off, and it's just hard to believe that you can see whales out in Coronado. I must have seen 100 dolphins out there the other day.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
No. Anyway, driving over that bridge, and right now, so you know, I'm actually living in Coronado looking at a place. It's awesome.
And we talked about that when you come over the bridge, you get this sense of,
It's this hidden
It's
gem
different.
that's not hidden. Everybody knows Coronado is an amazing place, but me, for example, didn't even know what Coronado shores were until you introduced me to it. So I think it's phenomenal. The fact that it's actually affordable, I think, would throw a lot of people off. So let's talk about, we're just talking about with the mortgage guys. You know, they're numbers guys. We shouldn't talk about real estate to them. They're the debt guys, right? With you in real estate and selling it, you know, we're talking about low inventory. The marketing. It seems like staging is really important now, which is going to help you get top dollar when you take a property market. Help us understand how important that is.
it's key. You can have a house that is a new house, new to the market, and if it's a lower price, it'll sell quickly. If it's a higher price, people are looking for the details, and that's where someone like Victoria comes into play. She takes someone's home and makes it something more than what it is. Not that it's not loved and not that people don't enjoy living in it, but it gives it much more detail. It makes it a home. So I'll let Victoria tell some of what she does.
And this is something I've actually learned, is that I don't even think it's necessarily just when you walk in them, but now we're in this global marketplace where people are shopping online. Those pictures are attracting more eyeballs online than ever before. So the pictures are so important. So, Victoria, we have some before and afters, but before we get into those, can you explain what you're trying to do when you go into a home, you get it staged on behalf of someone like Ruth Ann?
Sure. You know, walking into a home, you need to, first thing that your buyer is going to do to make an emotional connection is walk in and they want to love the house. So, walking in, it's taking away anything that detracts the attention from things that may not be all that, appealing.
Yep.
It's taking loud walls and toning them down, but still having a correct placement of color. It's decluttering, getting rid of all of the personal things in a home that you wouldn't necessarily want to see. You want the people to walk in and feel like the home is a home that they could live in with their family.
So
less is more.
Let's look at some of the things you guys have done recently. So we have some before and afters showing. I don't want to insult the homeowner, right?
No,
I mean,
this is 1313 10th, but this was the room before. And it's a lovely living room. It's a historic home. It was beautiful.
It looks like a Coronado home.
It does. It does. And then this is after.
Pop.
So
it pops. If you're on the MLS, if you're on some of these websites where people are scrolling through these days, it looks like a completely different home. That looks like a modern home, not an older style home. So that was a fireplace. So what was your thought on that?
It needed to...
Actually, we got another one here. Sorry, now we got the living room. So let's walk us through this one.
Sure. So this is the den, and where the family would communicate and watch TV. And as you can see, it's loaded. The shelves are filled with both artifacts and books. And we just moved furniture around from one room to another, brought in a couple additional pieces, some new rugs, and organized living. It's simpler. Yet
you
it's
got rid of the ugly
room.
Briefcase, is what you did.
I did get rid of the briefcase.
the suitcase on the side.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
So that was attractive. And then we got one more of the bedroom that you worked on. So let's look at that one.
Okay.
Well, this one needs some work.
There we go.
I think I could have helped here.
That one's pretty easy.
Do some
this
laundry.
is going to be a
You gotta
pretty
start with
easy.
the laundry.
And it's pretty easy. We're using the same furniture. We removed the chair. We've kept the dresser and the bed. We just put the room back together the way it should be. Therefore, you know, when someone walks in, they think it's an absolutely beautiful room and everything's put away, and it looks like a room you'd want to go and stay in.
So now, Ruth Ann, when you do something like this, obviously it costs a little bit of money, right? How much do you see that as far as being recaptured when you go list a property? Is it something that everybody should do, some homes? How often do you give this advice?
I think on the upper end homes, it's a necessity. You want the highest price that you can get for the house. In most cases, you'll recapture the money that you spend for the staging. A lot of times you're using the items that are in the house, so it sells faster. There's an emotional connection, as Victoria mentioned, with the buyer, which that kind of makes the deal much more solid. So I think it's a win-win all the way around.
I keep thinking of the global marketplace, you know, especially in
The
Coronado.
pictures.
You have buyers in the international community. If their first impression of the property is going to be an ugly suitcase or laundry all over
Right.
the place. And you know what's really sad? As much as this probably seems obvious to you as an expert in the market, I mean, you see some of the MLS listings that some of these agents put up. I mean, it's so bad it hurts.
You look at the picture and you go, wait a second, you could have made the bed before the picture was taken.
You know, 95% of all home buyers are shopping online. Your pictures are vitally important.
Yep.
So being able to take a good picture of a room and have the right amount of color, the right amount of collection of furniture in a home, having placement where it is, and that feeling when you walk in is vital, because what's going to get them to want to come and see the property are the pictures. And then when they walk through the door, you want them to be equally as impressed.
So the takeaway today is this is a dolphin. This is a whale.
Is a whale.
And
stage.
And staging. And Ruth Ann Fisher she's an expert on the Coronado marketplace, but more importantly than just the market, she can help you with the marketing. And staging is one of the many things she does. She does terrific videos, knows the market really well, very well known, lives, works, and plays there. Always good to have you on the show. Always fun to talk about Coronado. Thank you very much, ladies. All right, coming up now.